Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining. Movie review time. Movie review time. I know it's been a minute. I've been watching a lot of movies and I haven't been giving you a lot of reviews, so I got to get to it. This YouTube thing is a full-time job. I'm actually filming right now on set of a new show called Nappy Valley. I write, I act, I carry sandbags. If it's in the film industry, I want to be a part of it. I want to do it. Hopefully with that kind of drive, we'll get somewhere. And this stupid fucking YouTube channel will be worth something someday. Movie reviews. I've been watching a lot of movies and I have not been giving you the reviews that you deserve. So, first one that I can pop into my head right now, Tilda Swinton, Idris Elba star in a movie called 3,000 Years of Longing. Now, when you think that you've seen every genie movie, every genie concept, you're wrong. I am a firm believer that we all are writing stories that have been recreated a bunch of times. Since Shakespeare, there's been antagonists, protagonists, there's been a certain structure of life and a certain structure of story. And a lot of writers, including myself, follow that structure. 3,000 Years of Longing doesn't follow that structure. It's very, very interesting. It's very cool. Also, like Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Also, one of those movies that touched on a subject that we're familiar with, like the metaverse, but it didn't go about it in that traditional way. 3,000 Years of Longing talks about the genie aspect, or jinn. It touches on gods and spirits and what we do to accommodate ourselves for safety and survival throughout generations and generations. Now, there are some of these aspects to these stories are very true. You know, no matter what your belief is, you have to understand that something came from something. There was an original something. There was Ra, you know, God of the sun. And you have to think, when you're primitive and your language is limited, you pray to the things that sustain you. So if I see the sun rise every day, well, then I know the sunshine helps my vegetables, and my vegetables, you know, need water. That's why there's a rain dance. You know, there's a bunch of different reasons, a bunch of natural aspects to this world that we've created and made grandiose. God of thunder, God of lightning. You know, there's a story behind everything. There are ways to pass on education from generation to generation, and sometimes it's just a way to keep your kids from screaming out loud at night. So people like to believe in things, and that's really what 3,000 Years of Longing touched on. Tilda Swinton, Idris Elba, out of 5 stars, I got to go like 4.5, man. Mainly because the story was so had so many textures. It had so many levels, so many layers. It was one of those stories where you didn't think it was going to happen. And it was so good because they went at it straight ahead. They went straight at it, and they made sure that they defeated all the myths. And instead of taking you on a journey of adventure and magic through the eyes of a typical genie story, they took you on a journey of magic and time and love and loss, all through the eyes of the genie. So that was absolutely spectacular. Love the way they delivered it. It gets really, it's a lot of conversation, a lot of dialogue. I mean, basically he's narrating to Tilda throughout the whole movie. So there's a lot of spaces where they're just talking. And if you're not, I know me and my girl, we like to watch movies late night and shit, and then we get mad because we didn't finish the movie because we fell asleep. There are some slow parts, but the conversation and the script writing, the placement of words is so absolutely poetic that at times you have to rewind the movie to make sure you heard the thing that you loved so much. It was really, really good. It was really, really good. Um, Aside from some historical accuracy things, it was really, really good. Um, Visually amazing, um, magic. Uh, Everybody was represented in a way that wasn't obtuse. I know I talk about that sometimes. Uh, in our effort to make sure that everybody is represented in film, sometimes we can be very obtuse in our writing and our actions. So it was good to see them subtly touch on all forms of life and all kinds of ideas, because these ideas aren't new to us. These ideas have been existing since the beginning of time. We've just found a way to market them and manipulate them and use them for our own growth. Um, yes, everybody wants to be seen, but people also have to understand that there are pockets of the world where they don't exist. So we can't always be seen all of the time. It's hard to comprehend that for some people. I don't know why. I don't know why. But 3,000 Years of Longing, great story. Ends up being a love story, actually. And actually it's a continuous love story. It's a story of love. Um but yes, it definitely has some Shakespearean parts in it where you have to really examine the dialogue to figure out um, the beautiful words they're trying to translate to you. So yeah, I am. Usually, I'm a bit more excited. I keep trying to find something bad about the movie, but I was thoroughly entertained. Now, depends on what you're looking for in a movie. Some people need depth and awakening. Some people need fantastic acting. Some people just want to be entertained. Some people just want explosion. When I go watch a Rambo movie, or I go watch an Arnold Schwarzenegger or a Sylvester Stallone movie, Jason Statham or The Rock, I want catchphrases and explosions and maybe some repelling off of shit. I don't need some deep character plot. I don't need, a twist at the end. I just need some I'm gonna get you and boom, boom, boom. So, depends on what you're into. Depends on what you're into. If you're into a interesting love story that takes you on a journey of magic and mythical folklore, I feel like 3,000 Years a Slave is perfect. No, damn, nigga, see what I'm saying? 3,000 Years a Slave. It's 3,000 Years of Longing. It's funny because, of course, I'm watching it with my girl, right? And people always have these predetermined notions when they go into movies. Because when you're watching a film, the reason films are good at times is because you can relate to them. Anytime you can relate to something, it makes it feel a bit more personal. It makes it feel a bit more real. So, as soon as the movie starts, of course, my girl's a jokester. She's like, oh, white woman got a big black man in her hotel room. And then, of course, at the end, she was like, I knew it. White woman trying to get a black man. It's one of those funny, funny little situations. Some people might look at it, if you were militant enough in the brain and just angry for no reason, some people might look at it as a slave movie, because it's just about how this white woman kind of possesses this man and how he's trying to talk himself out of being possessed. But all in all, it is not a magical slave movie. It is a movie about a genie or a djinn. So depending on where you lie when it comes to uh, myth and lore and story and gods and demons, it's a really, really fun movie to watch. Definitely adult. The dialogue is heavy. The dialogue is heavy. The dialogue, you have to, like I said, you got to examine that shit. But I got to give it up to Idris. Idris killed it with this one. I have not seen Beast, the Lion movie, but neither has anyone else. I'm sure the numbers in Africa are amazing, but this nigga is just not, he can't seem to get it right, man. He can't seem to get it right. And what am I talking about? He's got 2 major films out at the same time. Talking about he can't get it right. He's figured it completely the fuck out. But I haven't seen Beast, so I don't know. I have no doubt that his movie, 3,000 Years of Longing, is going to surpass it by quite a bit. And Beast is just that. Beast is one of those movies where there's this manic lion that's thirsty for human blood, and Idris Elba is running around trying to protect his family from this fucking crazy ass lion, and then he ends up fighting a lion. Certain movies you don't really need a plot line for. I don't need to see Beast to know what it's about. He goes to the jungle, a lion chases him, he whoops the lion's ass, end the movie. It's Idris Elba. They're not gonna make a sequel. But and some movies are just like that. Some movies I'm not gonna review because you don't need to know that. Beast, what is Beast? It's Idris Elba in a jungle with a lion. I don't need to review that. There's some cool shit, there's some CGI. I heard Idris say that there was some kind of fucking in the lion fight, he had to fight a grown man with a lion's head on in a gray suit. Listen, you got the internet. It's just not as exciting as you want it to be. So, based on that, leave it be, man. Leave it be. Or go watch Beast. There are a bunch of movies that I fuck with, like Point Break. They came out with a new Point Break. But it's surfing and skydiving and everything extreme. You don't go to John Wick for the dialogue. So, yeah, we're all done. I'll see you soon. Click, like, subscribe, all that good shit. And Tim's got a YouTube channel. Bye.